Betsy Saina is the women's champion.
Today we have with us one of the fastest women on the planet, 2 times NCAA champion, also Olympic finalist, and not only that, after giving birth she became the fastest woman in the entire USA. Welcome, Betsy Saina.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me this possibility to interview you. We are in the beautiful Iten, a place where these Kenyans train, and there are more people that has been at the Olympics. It has been incredible to be here, and I'm so honored that you are giving me this possibility. You have no idea how excited I am for this interview. I cannot even speak. Anyway, so what were your beginnings? Did you have this dream of running, or it just happened?
Like you said, being born in a place where running is like a cultural thing. Mm-hmm. So definitely, if you really love running, especially you see people running every day, you see people making life with running. So I got really inspired when I was a young kid, and I knew this is what I wanted to do, because I saw a lot of families has changed. Some of the colleagues who used to run when I was really young, yes, and you could see their families are changing, and they say this is how they make money. They go running and they make money. So I started having that dream, and I told myself, like, when I grow up, I want to be a good runner. I want to be a professional runner. And you don't have to wait until when you are like 15 to start running, or 20. So when I started having that dream, I started loving it, and I started training. Mm-hmm. Not knowing what to do, but I knew like this is what I want to do. So I can say I grew up having this in my blood, and having this in my mind, that I really want to be a good runner.
Okay, so you are in a small town in Kenya, you see other people running, and you're thinking, I have this chance. But you are there in high school. How in the US they found out about you? Like, how did you end up in an American university?
In Kenya we have what we call athletic scholarship. Mm-hmm. So very much kids from high school, when you graduate and you perform good in high school, there's always a lot of coaches here in Kenya, and they come from the US actually for recruitment. Since you've seen it in the way it is. Like today is not a busy day, but you can tell like there's a lot of running going on. Mm-hmm. here. So coaches in the US, they have now identified Kenya as one of the best places to recruit the college kids. So when I was still training, we had these different coaches from various universities in the US came to Kenya, and I was one of the fastest kids for the scholarship running by then. So they came and we did a time trial, and everybody wanted me to go to their school because I was winning among all the group that we had. So
so you were the fastest girl in Kenya at the time?
Yes, for the scholarship kids. So that's how I ended up getting the school to go to the US, and that's how they identify me.
The university that offered you the scholarship is Iowa?
I actually had various universities. I had University of Louisville, I had Alabama, and I had Iowa State. Mm-hmm. And all of them, they were giving me full ride. But I chose Iowa State because one of my dad's friend went there, and at least I had an idea of where I was heading to. That's how I chose Iowa State.
Well, what was the cultural impact like coming from Kenya to the US?
It's actually like you when you came to Kenya for the first time. Actually, maybe US is even better, For me, it was my first time taking the plane to the US, mm-hmm. and I would say very much, by that time when I went to the US, it was very rare to see like a white person, so it was kind of a cultural shock. Okay. When I go to school, I remember at some point when I see this person, I was like, oh, I saw that person in the morning again. So I couldn't differentiate who is who. I understand you. And the food, of course, it's really shocking because you get there's like American food, there's pasta here, things that, I was used to eating garlic, rice and chapati. Yes, but then you get there and there's a lot of different things. But I was really not hard kid to adjust because I really wanted to learn and I really wanted to taste everything. So it was very easy for me to get used to. Yeah.
So what is the student athlete situation in the US like? What is your daily life?
For us, our daily life, you have to be in school Monday through Friday, of course. But it depends how many credits you are taking. For the student, at least, we are recommended to take at least 12 credits if it's less. So I remember I used to take 12 to 15 credits and, you spread your classes. Like, you can have it in the morning, let's say like at 8 to 10 or at 8 to 9:30, and then you can have a break for like 2 hours, and then you can go to the next class. But for me, I was trying to attest like getting a little bit to work because I wanted the experience.
Yes.
You know, I was super excited about everything
I
in the US,
imagine.
and you know, I wanted to make money. I wanted to be a student. I wanted to be a runner. So I was gambling. That's what I can say. I was gambling everything. But the biggest thing when you're in the US, you have to study. That's for sure. Because for you to be eligible to be given the full ride, you have to perform and get a certain GPA for the school. So it was really fun for me, to be honest. As a kid, I would recommend even other kids to go there in future because it gives you a very beautiful foundation. It doesn't only help you with education, but you learn other things. You learn how to be independent. You learn how to work and make your own life. So it was one of the best experience I've ever had, actually.
So was there competition inside the school?
Yes.
Or competition with the other school?
So we had competitions that sometimes you travel outside the school, but we could leave on Wednesday, we come back on Sunday. But I mean, the school they were trying really hard to make sure that even if we are not in school for 2 days, we have like some student tutors that they will come and give you like tutoring, like, you know, to cover what you miss in school. So I kind of had a lot of fun, to be honest, because I was moving, you know, like maybe after every 3 weeks you are on your flight going to a different
So you
state.
traveled the entire US?
Yes, I
the
did.
university.
Yes, yeah.
And what was like winning the NCAA 2 times?
You know, as a kid from Kenya, it was something that I was really happy to achieve because, like I said, I really wanted to go to the US. And the biggest thing for me at that moment is like, I really want to achieve in running and I want to achieve in school. So after studying really hard and getting to win the NCAA title, I knew like someday or like, you know, in future, like I want to inspire the kids to be really tough, and when you go there, don't just come home, just go win something for yourself. It's like NCAA for us is like Olympics, to be honest.
Yes.
If you have seen even in the US right now,
I've seen,
there's
for
a lot of
basketball.
people who are making the team, even in track and field, who are like student athletes. So it really gives us a foundation for kids to know that it's not only NCAA, it's building the future for the next for future for everyone. For myself, winning NCAA, it really made me to know that I can be a professional runner. So it really gave me a very good foundation and a very good feeling knowing that I can be a professional runner.
So how does it work? You finish the university, you're there in the US. How do you do to become a professional? What's the next step?
Well, when you graduate, because they give you scholarship for 4 years, as soon as you graduate and you are running really well, there's a lot of companies that they will want to sign you. So I was one of the lucky kids to sign with Nike when I graduated.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have been watching what you do and they see a lot of hope with you, knowing that you can be a professional runner and you can be able to represent a company.
So when you sign with these companies, they give you the facility or they tell you go train there, you have this possibility?
No, they give you live actually, because they give you, let's say for example, if you sign with a company, they'll be like, okay, we're giving you, for example, $50,000.
Okay.
We're giving you full kiosks. We're giving you a place to train.
Okay.
Just to make sure that you have a foundation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So over the years now you're with ASICS.
Oh yes, after 9 years now I'm with ASICS for, this is my 5th year actually.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
And you were in the US for many years. You even got the American citizenship, and then you qualified for the Olympics.
I qualified for the Olympics for Team Kenya in 2016,
Kenya.
but I was supposed to go to the Olympics this year, but you know, like I say, I love the US system. Things you have to go through the trials, and I didn't have a good day at the trials because of the heat. And I'm still happy, you know, I was able to run the third fastest time in Tokyo in March. So goals change because I'm not going to the Olympics, but my goal is hopefully I will be able to get healthy and be able to run in one of the marathons in the fall, and hopefully I can improve my time.
No, I want to do like a step back because these Olympics now, okay, but you were at the Olympics in 2016.
Yes.
And in 2016 at the Olympics, you ran for Kenya or for the US?
For Kenya.
For Kenya.
Yes.
How was the village experience like?
Oh my gosh, yes. Olympics is one of the best places that you would ever want to go as an athlete. The experience, you know, like you see when you're outside there's people who are like, oh, I really want to meet Usain Bolt. I remember that when I went to the Olympics. Oh, I want to meet with Shelley Fraser. when you go to the Olympics, you will meet all the best athletes in the world, not only just running, but basketball, like people like, I remember meeting James LeBron at the Olympics in Rio.
Wow.
And you could see them, like, we just hang out like the way these athletes are hanging out.
Yes,
it's one of the best things I've ever had in my life, and I feel like it will be memorable forever,
but
regardless.
Do you realize that there were people who wanted to meet you? Like,
well, yes, that's that. I did not know that, but for myself too, I really wanted to meet other people. So it's actually what, like, people say, Olympics is a dream. It's a dream plan. It's actually one of the dreams, to be honest with you, because you get to experience a lot of things. You get to see these amazing talents. You get to see the fastest people in the world. You get to see the best sport like basketball, and you get to meet all these, like all these famous people in the world. So at the end of the day, even though I was fifth at the Olympics, I really achieved more than what I was expecting. Because I met everyone that I really wanted to meet. Like, I remember in our dining hall, we used to have a big dining hall that I can say it's like maybe how many acres of place. And everybody was there. Like, you could go there and meet people having time, catching up together. You just stop everyone and be like, hey, nice to see you. I really wanted to see you. And, I think everybody knew why they were there. They knew, like, it's a place where you need to be. You just walking around, you're like, oh, yeah, it's Usain Bolt right here. You're walking around, and then you are like, oh, Alison Felix is here. The American, she retired, but she was among the best by that time. And yeah, it was one of the best things, to be honest.
It's unbelievable. Just picture it. It's just amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, fifth at the Olympic, it still means you're the fifth best woman on the world. You could have been even first. Like, you never know what happens in the last lap.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing. I don't know if you realize it, but not even 0.1% of the world has achieved what you have achieved. This is so unique and so special, like, and so inspiring for the entire country.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me too, I used to, you see when you're growing up and you have someone that you're looking after. So there's some people that I was looking after, like one of my friends, she went to the US earlier than, I think she went in 2004, and name was Sally Kipiego. So I really wanted to be like her. So if there is someone who really wants to be like Betsy, I really appreciate that, because all that we want to do as when you are a human being and you really have that heart that you really want other people to succeed, you really want to do great things. That way people would be like, I want to be like you. So I've tried all my best, and I hope I will be able to get some people like who really, like get inspired and want to go through the same system. I mean, it's not all about running. It's all about, like, when you go to school, getting education is very important, because, like, you will have all that you need. You have education and you have running at the same time.
Yeah.
So, especially for the young kids, it's really good for them to be educated, to know what's happening in the world. Without education, life can be a little bit hard, but I feel like when you are educated a little bit, even you don't have to be really the smartest kid in the whole planet, but just to get that system, it really changes a lot in you.
I see. So, after many years in the US, you came back to Kenya, and especially here to Iten. What was the reason behind this choice?
Actually, I did not move to the Kenya until 2022.
Okay.
Just because of my son, I really wanted all the support. Like, when you came to my house, you could see, like, I have the entire village in my house.
She's sustaining 100 people.
Yeah, I want my son to have all the support, and I didn't want to be moving around with my son, like daycare, running. I just wanted him to stay home. I want to go running and come and meet him at home, and like, I really wanted to enjoy parenthood more than daycare, like parenthood. So having the entire village in my house, like having the two girls who really, these two amazing women who works for me, like, they help me a lot. They're like my sisters. I don't even treat them like working for me. I treat them like my sisters. If you came and notice in my house, we really want everybody to feel at home. We don't want someone to feel like, oh, I'm working here, oh, there's a boss coming. No. We really want to make it a friendly home. So, but that environment is very good for my son. If you see, like, he's one of the busiest kids I've ever met. He's really busy. Like, he's still sleeping now.
He's gonna be a great runner.
He gets up at like 10, to be honest, and then he will be busy until like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I really wanted that environment for him. Like, there's kids that they say a kid has to go to bed at 8, For us, we don't do that for him. We really want him to do whatever he wants, especially when he's growing up. So he wakes up at 10 and he will go to bed at 10. But he does a lot of intense work.
So you gave birth, which is not a common thing to do as an athlete.
Yeah.
And after giving birth, you were successful. She won. She has the fastest American record on 25 kilometers as a woman after giving birth. This is like such an amazing achievement. What was like training after giving birth, and what were the struggles, and how did you achieve what you have achieved? This is just amazing. Like, it's incredible.
I mean, for me, I believe in the sport because I've seen a lot of people with longevity in running. There's one woman you can Google today, and the whole world knows her, Edna Kiplagat. She's 45. She still placed third in Boston this year.
Okay.
I really want to be like Edna, to be honest. I really want to. So when I was in my maternity leave, I did not want to sit home and be like, oh, it's time to relax or retire or something. I know I still want to do the sport. So that's even amazing. If I go for maternity leave today or whatever, I believe that I can still go for my maternity leave, keep training. Because in Kenya, when someone is pregnant, they don't do any training because they have a cultural thing.
Okay.
But for me, I end up doing the Western life. Like, I want to be like very fit. I want to be athletic. I want to enjoy running more than anything else. So I really wanted to find myself training as long as I can, and I did that actually, and thank goodness my body was really responding well, and that's the reason I came back really quick actually, is because I was when I had my son I was 57 kgs, and then immediately I had him I went down to 53. So from then I started doing exercises. I wanted to maintain my body, to make sure that I maintain my body to get better and be able to get to to that fitness really quick. It comes really fast actually when you are really fit, compared to someone who gain a lot of weight, like 100 kgs, whatever. And then as a woman, it's very hard to come back because you have to lose weight, you have to get the baby fats. I did not have that, so it was one of the easiest things I've ever done.
That's incredible, like surviving the struggles and achieving what you have achieved. Hands up.
Thank you.
Absolutely, hands up. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to ask her a very, very important question. What is the schedule like for a person training for the Olympics like you did?
For me, in a week I do 200 kilometers. That means you have to run twice a day for 5 days, and then you can have one long run. 2 workouts in a week. So if you do the mileage, it gets you to 200 to 210. But I like to do 200 kilometers a week.
And what about stretching or diet? Is there anything particular?
No, when you're running a lot, you don't watch diets. All we do is like you eat everything because you are losing a lot of calories.
I should have been a runner instead. Check this out. Your work has been inspiring people. Is there an emotional feeling when people recognize you, or when people tell you, I'm running because of you? Did it happen, and when it happened, how it made you feel like?
I mean, it's been really fun, I remember when I came back to Kenya, all the time I used to have a lot of people stopping by in my house, like, I want to talk to you, I want to go to the US, can you give me a way forward? For me, I felt like it's normal, because for me, when I wanted to go to the US, I did the same thing. I had people who I had to go to knock their doors and be like, I need help. How can I go through this? How can I start this journey, because I want to go to the US for studies and I have no clue. I remember my dad was like, so what do you mean? I'm like, give me a second, I'm gonna go meet someone and get the direction of how to go about it. So it's normal, especially in Kenya, because we have by now I think we should be having like more than 300 athletes who has gone overseas for the studies. So it's becoming a tradition, and it's really helpful, to be honest, because even in Team Kenya, we have three student athletes like me that they made the Olympic team this year. So it's becoming like a cultural thing as well. So it's nothing special, to be honest. It's really like that thing that you really expected to have someone to come and talk to you about it. Yeah.
And he was the person that helped you.
I was like the kid now. I was from my school. I was 17 or 18.
Wow.
And then he gave me my first $5 ever. $5 bill.
Okay.
So when I was going to the US, I had $5 from him.
Wow. Well, that's incredible.
But also I like the way she's fighting.
Yes.
She's a fighter.
She's amazing. Absolutely.
I took it from him.
That's.
Because look, he's still running.
Now 51.
He's 51 years old.
I love that you're complimenting each other.
You know, what's important in life is that when you say I'm wealth or you have wealth, it's your health.
Yes, I agree 100%. I believe in
It's
that.
not money.
I believe in that 100,000,000%. So you guys go abroad,
Yeah.
and there are lots of people, lots of foreigners coming here to train.
Yes. Exchange program.
Well, what makes this place so special, Iten?
Iten has been known from long time. It's a very high altitude center, and in running you need to train in high altitude. So that's why you will see a lot of people here running around, and people wants to come and train here. The point is, people wants to be associated with like the best runners in the world. You will meet here, but you know, like when you are in Iten and then you go to the track in Kipchoge, Eldoret, you will get to meet Faith Kipyegon, the fastest woman in the 15 and the 5K. You will get to see people like Eliud Kipchoge. So people want to associate with the fastest runners in the world. They want to associate with the best runners in the world. And Iten has been identified as a place where they have produced a lot of world record holders, and they still produce one of the best in the world. So that's why people want to come over here.
Okay, and you are currently training also other people, or you're just training yourself?
We have, like, you know, in the guest house, Sosiot Guesthouse, sometimes I have people coming from Europe and they will be like, hey, can you help us? We need a program.
Yeah.
So I do that as well when someone comes in. And if you ask me for that advice, I definitely have an idea because I've been running for like 15 years. So I can understand like this athlete needs this and this athlete needs this.
So if somebody wants to work with you, how should they contact you?
Send me an email or Instagram. I'm all over social media, so it's very easy.
I'll put everything in the description.
Yes.
Well, and also she has the guest house where you can sleep, where I am currently sleeping. And asante sana for everything,
Karibu.
Betsy.
Karibu tena. Thank you.
If you want, follow her on every social media and
I'm
support
all
the
over
channel.
all social media. Thank
Ciao.
you. You can be a good journalist.
Thank you. Betsy is gonna be in Chicago in October. Wish her luck and go watch that marathon.
Thank you.